this is stuff that I was kind of bound by before, that now if I got it in my imagination, I can just get it out. So it's like, that's motivation for me to just like push and like, okay, how much further can I push what I've already done? It's like, I already did this with that set of skills and that level of knowledge, and now I know, just levels above that. What else can I do now? It's like, I love that feeling of growth. Like when I'm like making a beat, I'm like, damn, the 808s is smacking like harder than they used to. I don't know what I'm doing with the headspace, head roll, whatever, but it's like, I'm getting this shit, like, it's slapping, it's making me get up on my own seat and go crazy before I even play for an artist.
How is it actually making you feel? Or actually moving involuntarily is a big thing. Question for you, you have a kid now, son. Doesn't that get in the way of you being the best artist you could be? I mean, this is what so many people are afraid of these days, right? Like, oh, if I have a kid, I'm not gonna be able to focus on my career, I'm not gonna be able to keep on moving forward. And here you are saying you're moving forward faster than ever. Are there any ways in which it helps you creatively to have a kid? Because he has full custody of your kid.
Yeah, no, he be with his mom half the time. I'm 50-50, you know what I mean? But basically, man, that was a fear of mine before he was born. Like, damn, like, is this gonna take away from me, like, locking in on my craft? Because that's all I had knew up to that point. But I know I'm such a family person, and I knew I was important to my son, you know what I mean, before he even got here. And it's like, once he was born, it's like, you just gotta be in it. So whatever you gotta do. So he sat in multiple sessions with Nas, multiple sessions with Big Sean, Dom Kennedy, and to the point where he made his own song at 4 years old. Like, I didn't even realize he was in the back of the room. I thought he was just back there kicking it. Like, he really subconsciously taking in, seeing Nas write a verse and record it right in front of him. You know what I mean? I'm thinking he just lollygagging. It's like, nah, it's like that's inspiration for me. Like, we just was making beats at the crib together the other day, and it's like just his perspective, and it's like he real specific. You know, kids, man, they unfiltered, so they gonna tell you the truth. And it's like, if I can impress him, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on one for sure.
All right. Is there anything you learned about record production from listening to some of his favorite records, the music that he's most responded to as a kid?
I'll be so hot when I just made a song and then I'm trying to play it in the car and he tell me to play K-pop Demon Hunter. And I'm like, okay, let me really listen though. Like, okay, yeah, well, okay, I see what they doing better. Okay, I'm like, oh, I'm really studying this shit. It's like, damn, okay, I gotta put more melody in my shit. I gotta like put something in there that make the kids respond to what I'm doing. And it's like I've been pushing it to like really bring that out in what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. Speaking of what you're doing right now, you are now making feature films, from what I understand. You're shooting film on film with Alchemist. Can you tell me a little bit about working with Alchemist, what that relationship's like, and what your most current projects are like?
Yeah, I think like Alk is like, he was making beats way before I started and just been a legend, but like he another guy that's just, it's just whatever's coming out of him, that's what it is. Whatever samples he from, however he flipping it, the drums, like that's just naturally coming out of him. So I think we could make on that organic level because we're the same type of producer. It's just like raw shit. It's not too polished, it's not too pop, but it can sound on a high level at the same time.
Yeah. And can you tell me a little bit about the movie for someone who's never heard anything about it? We'll see a little clip from it a little bit later, but for someone who's never heard of what you're doing, what's the movie about? What's the theme? What are you guys trying to accomplish?
Yeah, so we put out an album, a collab album called Goldfish a couple months ago, and we made a film to go with it. It's a short film, about 45 minutes, and we got some ill actors in there, high level, legendary people. It was just like it was a process, man. But it really just, I feel like I relate everything in my life, with every occupation to production. Everything is just layers. Like being on set, seeing all the people in there. It's like you got the sound guys, you got the light guys, gaffers, whatever. It's like it's just no different from having a bunch of sounds and making a beat. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to get to this end goal, but it's like you gotta just put the layers together the right way. And it's like it was no different.
Right. Now, because I know we're here at NAMM, how many people in the audience would you consider yourself producers? All right, how many would you consider yourself engineers? Your hand's going multiple times, so okay, because hands can go up all of you. If you consider yourself an artist, raise your hand. Right, so we have an audience here who knows this stuff. I gotta ask some of your questions. So I'm gonna ask, do you have a few virtual instruments you couldn't live without, and a few plugins you couldn't live without? If you had to pick maybe 3 from each of those categories, are there any the question you can answer?
Man, nah, man. I didn't have computers crash on me and shit, and I just take that as motivation. Like, it's like I'll just get a new set of VSTs. Like, I like exploring, so you know, I really don't trip. It's not really something that's specific. Like, I'm gonna use whatever, you know, is available to me just to make this shit sound ill as possible.
Gotcha. So you think changing up your tool set now then is important?
Most definitely, yeah. You gotta like dig for new drums, chop drums, like whatever you gotta do just to keep, like, I don't know, it's just something about new sounds. They just make my brain just start going, and it's like it just start flowing when I hear new whatever, basses, kicks, snares, hats, like it's like, let me try something with this shit.
And you strike me as the kind of guy who looks forward more than you look back. And I gotta ask, if you look back at your career up till now, do you see different phases of your career where you would say, ooh, I had this certain sound from this period, or this certain approach for this period? Do you ever look back at it and think that you had different phases in your career, and how does what you're doing now relate to all what you've done in the past?
Yeah, man, I got like pretty much all my zip files from FL Studio from like '06, '07. So when I'll go to a beat from 2008 and remember where I was, how I felt, what age I was, and just like, and it's like, damn, bro, you thought you was doing some shit right here, like, man, like, nah, you're going crazy now. But it's like, it literally just takes me and humbles me in a way to where it's like, damn, like, I was just like nothing but, what's the fucking word I'm looking for? I was potential. That's all I was. You know what I mean? Like now it's like I got way more information. I'm just way more knowledgeable, and it's like, you know, it's just ill to see where you came from now, going back.
So the way that you came up, getting signed to these major production deals, working kind of almost staff production for certain artists, do you think that's a career path that is available to someone who's 19 today coming up? Or is there a different way of breaking in and working on big records that you'd be recommending to someone who's 19 today, wanting to be in this chair 20 years from now?
Man, I look at it like it's no different from when I was 18 and I would just refresh my MySpace page with new beats. You know, when you could upload music, like I would just put remixes and beats up there to the point it got me a publishing deal. Now you got literally people making hits off YouTube beats, you know what I mean? Taking it, so it's like, man, this the world is yours at this point. You can get your shit heard. Like if you ill, just put it out there. You know what I mean? If somebody gonna connect with it, like literally, like I've had people come, and I got Grammys. I've had younger artists pull up, and I play them 10, 15 beats, and then they'd rather go on YouTube and get a beat. So it's like, you know, it just is what it is.
If someone could make a playlist of your music, I don't want to say play at your funeral, because then you're not gonna pick bangers. But if we're looking back in retrospect of your career, you want to introduce people to what Hit Boy is all about, what he's done, what are 5 tracks from your discography that you hope people would put on that playlist of the best of all time for Hit Boy?
Backseat freestyle by Kendrick Lamar. Racks in the middle by Nipsey Hussle. Gotta go, niggas and terrorists, Jay-Z, Kanye. Sicko Mode. And number 5. Mike on Click.
Now, there's probably a lot of tracks that you thought were going to blow up, you thought were awesome, that never got heard as much as you wish they had. Does it ever go the other way? Is there ever a track that you were surprised became as big as it did?
That's pretty much how this shit always goes. You know what I mean? If I think something about to be crazy, it's way under what I expected. And then it's just the beats that's like, oh, I was just having fun at the crib. And it became Niggas in Paris, you know what I mean? It became Backseat Freestyle, Goldie, One Train. All those beats was made at the crib, but just nobody around. So, you know, you just gotta go. You just gotta make shit and let it fly.
We started off talking a little bit about hearing this stuff, being on monitors you trust, hearing them again and again. Do headphones ever become part of what you do? Because you're known for making a lot of club band tracks and you gotta know how they feel on speakers, but is referencing on headphones or small speakers, is that at all important to you in the way you do stuff?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even down to the iPhone, I like to listen on every, like, bad sound systems, good sound systems. I just want to see, like, how it's going to cut through. So, you know, I mean, as far as headphones, just kind of like, again, like testing waters, like seeing how it cut through, you know, if it's too harsh or if it's just hitting right, you know, just I'm trying to play it on every speaker system I possibly can.
Right, beautiful. I want to ask you guys, anyone, if you want to raise your hand, or any particular artists or tracks you want to hear about. You were first here. What's your question?
Can I hear more about how the Kanye West and Jay-Z collab came about? Like, were you in just a certain room? Did your name pop up in conversations? Like, how did that go about?
I'm going to repeat this for the recording, but she wants to know more about the Kanye West and Jay-Z collab, one of the biggest records in your career. How did that come about, and how did you get involved with it?
I had connected with Kanye back in the day, like before we actually really started working. And, I played him some beats, he took some beats, but we never connected again and really actually worked. But some years later, he was working on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and his cousin reached out, well, mutual, like, homie or whatever, and was like, Kanye's cousin reached out and was like, I need some beats for My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. So I sent some stuff over. Wasn't really thinking too much about it just because it's like, this is high level, this is Jay, it's like my idol, you know what I mean? And basically, his cousin hit me back and he was like, man, Jay like the tracks, but none really fit for this album, but he does want to work with you. And so a couple months after that, it was like around Christmas time, and his cousin hit me and was like, yo, Jay did a song on one of your beats called Christmas in Harlem. And that was the first collaboration we did together. And fast forward from that, he was like, yo, Jay wants you to come overseas and work with him on his album, Watch the Throne. He want to work with all his good music artists, whatever. So I go fly to him, and we just locked in, we working. So I finally, like, I meet Hov, like, we just all in the studio, I'm just playing as many beats as I possibly can. They started recording to different beats. None of them, I never played Niggas in Paris, like, around them. I only emailed that beat, like, way before we even linked up. I had emailed that beat. I'm excited. I'm thinking about these songs we're doing. I'm like, yo, telling my homies, like, yo, I got shit. Oh, yeah, they going crazy on my beats, And so I get back home, back to Cali, and basically, the Niggas in Paris beat, I got a homie named Chili Chill, man. Like, he was rapping back in the day. He made a song over the Niggas in Paris beat. He was about to drop it on his mixtape, and like right before Don C, Kanye's right hand, emailed me and was like, yo, I need, because I number on my beat, so it was beat number 6063, like 69 or 63. So he was like, yo, I need the files for this. He was like, yo, Jay and Jay just got a crazy song over this beat. Don't give it to nobody. So I had to tell my homie, like, man, I need this beat back type shit. Basically, all the songs that we made in person got scrapped. We didn't use none of those. They never seen the light of day. But the beat I emailed, but I didn't even care about, ended up being my biggest money maker, you know what I mean? It's like that, you just never know. You just go anyway.
Now, you worked with Ye a bunch over the years. I want to ask a little bit more, and then we'll take some more questions. He's what is known as a strong personality. For anyone here lucky enough to be working with Ye in the future, what are the do's and don'ts of working well with Ye?
I don't know today's Ye. I was around him a long time. I cannot answer that.
Well, what was working with that version of Ye like that then? What was that?
It was intense, man. He intense, but it wasn't nothing crazy. It was more so just like a head coach. Like, he gonna talk shit. He gonna do whatever you gotta do to like get that job done, to maximize, and, make the product the illest it could possibly be. He gonna push it, but it was just more so that, just being a strong-headed leader. Just like, now we gotta push more with this. These drums gotta hit harder. We gotta find a sample to give it that raw feeling. He just pushing always until the end of the run.
Seems like a really intense and forward guy. Pushing it seems like a word for Ye. You had a question over here.
Hey, Hit, big fan. If I could take you back to the grinding my whole life audio push days, like as somebody that's a producer who likes to see something from the start to the finish of it, is there anything about that time when you're working with people that you're putting out? Is there anything that you would have done differently, or what are the successes that you saw from that?
Man, I just did a lot differently, but just more so locking in even more, you know what I mean? It was a lot going on, me trying to develop more as a producer, having more success in that lane, trying to develop as an artist and develop other artists. It was just a lot for me to be trying to handle at 24, 25 years old. So I would have put, less pressure on myself. I wouldn't have signed, you know, however many artists I had signed, I would have really just took that time to really triple down on what I was already doing. And, you know, but it also was a great learning experience. It was a process, and, you know, it landed me in this position that I'm in today of like, just pushing myself, you know what I mean?
All right. We got someone waiting by the mic for another question.
Check. Peace, family. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate Nam doing this. My name is Vincent Alaj Muhammad. I serve as Director of Collaborative Partnerships at the Otis Redding Center for the Arts. We came all the way from Macon, Georgia, Madtown. You know what I'm saying? On behalf of these young babies, 5 to 18, what educational environments would you say you should put yourself in? Because you talked about, you know, some traditional, but also some untraditional, you know what I'm saying, things. Because in school, we learn things about theory and music and things like that, but it's a lot of stuff you can pick up on YouTube. And then just being a sponge, making sure you're in the room in those environments. What type of environments should they put themselves in? And also, when they extend an invite, we do a music camp every year for you to actually come to Macon, man, and kick it with the students, and they learn from you personally.
Far, we can set that up for sure. But I mean, bro, any environment that feels like it's, you know, authentic music going on, you know, get around other musicians. Like, that's why I was blessed to be around people like 1500 or nothing, like, you know, Mars, Rance, James Fauntleroy, like,
I don't care.
watching all the dudes, man, just like push and just like have some of the illest chord structures and just like be real musicians, like just watching them help me, you know. So get in any room you can, man, that just like it's got some authentic music going on.
For sure. And I graduated class in 2023 with 1500 too, so
Congrats.
much love, man.
All right, come on up to Jubilee style. Come on up to the mic, rush each other down. We got maybe time for 2 more questions here, and then we're gonna watch a little sneak peek of the movie.
What's going on? Nice to meet you, big boy. Yeah, so I'm an artist, producer, engineer. I've worked in hip hop, reggae, reggaeton. I got platinum gold, mixing too, Dolby Atmos. So I want to get bigger into boom bap because I'm actually from New York City, grew up in the Bronx. I live in Florida now, so I want to know how to connect with you to anything, whether it's mixing, mastering, Dolby, beats. How can I connect with you?
Shit, through the team. I got pretty much my whole team over here to tap in with you, man. Send over what it is you do, and we'll figure it out.
Okay, sweet. So let's go over there at the end of this. Or?
Sure.
Alright, sweet. Appreciate it, man. Oh, I like the freestyle you did about the studio. People rocking the studio.
Oh,
that was
shit,
the
for sure.
Alright, have a good one.
All right, we got a question?
Peace. Happy Thursday to y'all, you feel me? Appreciate you coming out here. Appreciate everybody being present. I was very curious, as somebody who's learning a lot of production and music theory in a non-traditional way currently and placing myself in those spaces, how did you really balance out like the writing portion and how that kind of was growing within that? Because to me, it's very interesting that you went out like very non-traditionally, went over the way y'all did on those beats. And like, how did that conversation start between y'all? Like, which one of y'all shared the raps first, you feel me?
Man, I think it really started from when we did this song called Slipping in the Darkness. That was like 2022, I believe. And that was me really being inspired, seeing out as a producer, out on Rolling Loud stage rapping and, you know, doing songs with Larry Jones and just running around on tour, just like getting verses off. Like, yo, I gotta get involved, you know what I mean? So I really tapped in and it started from there, you know what I mean? I was already obviously doing my thing, but that's just like, that's hand in hand. As much as I'm trying to get better with production and beats, I'm trying to get lyrically better, I'm trying to get my delivery to cut through, you know what I mean, even more sharp. So I'm always working on everything at one time.
No, I appreciate that. I'm out here from North Carolina. Anybody else out here, I appreciate y'all too. You feel me? East to West.
What's up? My name is Larry. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all you've done. Thank you for all you're doing. I just wanted to ask, what is the biggest failure you would feel comfortable sharing, and what did you learn from it?
Man, that's a good question, homie. Where to start? Biggest failure, shit. Yeah, I mean, not believing in myself, man, and you know what I mean, at that point, it's just like, even with the deal, you know, if I knew what I knew now and I knew that I had it inside me the whole time, I probably would have looked over that deal more. I would have, you know, really understood like my power and yeah, just like not believing in myself on the level I should at certain points.
Thank you.
What up, though? I'm Kavell from Detroit. So my question for you is, right, being an artist slash producer extraordinary, how important is having that team? Like, I know you mentioned your engineer and everything, but how important is having that team to make the dream work?
Man, it's important to have a team, but it's more important to have a team you can trust, man. People that you can really, like, that you know is going to give your all to the overall mission. You know what I mean? I'm an all-purpose player. Whatever I got to do to make the mission come to life, I really can only rock with people that's all-purpose. You know what I mean? Me personally, but it's like you got to have people that really is down for your cause and that you can trust.
All right, appreciate it. Appreciate that.
All right, one more question here, and then we're gonna run the,
Another one?
Yes, I do. I didn't get a chance to introduce myself. My name is Frankie, and I'm from Detroit. But I wanted to ask you, as 16, 17 years old, working in the music industry, how did you go about learning the business, like copyrights, intellectual property, studio etiquette, how films and song splits work? Like, how did you go about even understanding, I guess, the business behind what you do?
Just, man, I mean, having the opportunity to be around high-level producers and musicians, and, it was times where, like, my studio etiquette was off, you know what I mean? And I remember getting checked specifically when I was, like, 18 by, like, Polo the Don. It was a little situation where it's like I was just doing too much, and he's like, bro, you gotta chill, it's not the way you do it, you know what I mean? And that, from that day, I just kind of learned everything for me is, I gotta bump my head sometimes, man. I'm so raw-ass nigga, man. I don't know how else to put it, but it's like, I just bump my head until I figure it out. I don't keep doing it, but I get smart after I do it. But it's like, sometimes you just gotta go and do it, and just let it happen. And, you learn. Some people don't, but I did.
some people can really dance, some you can't, right?
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, last one, that's all we got time for.
And hi, I just wanted to say thank you so much for everything you've done for music, and thank you for being here, thank you for allowing us to bring you out. My question was, what was the beat, or was there a beat that you made in the studio that someone really appreciated?
Man, I would say like art, man, the illest thing, I would say like the illest response you get to your artist, somebody like crying to it, you know what I mean? So like working on Rights in the Middle, and if she like digging deep and talking about personal stuff, and just like shed tears to the beats of the song, like that was just like a real honor for me, just like to know that it was connected with him on that level.
Thank you so much.
We're gonna pull up a clip now from this movie shoot. All right, I think this is the first time. This is like gonna be the preview of the preview, because I don't think anybody's seen anything from this movie yet. Can you set up just a little bit of what we're gonna be looking at here?
Yeah, this is a movie being an album display called Goldfish with some artists, and it's high level. We put a lot of time.
How do you want to do it? Like maybe, is you cool doing something?
It's just
Probably
really
just hang out over
started
here.
as a marketing tool for the album, but people that have seen it and that's been a part of it is just like, this is bigger than just an album movie. So like, we're making some moves with it right now. So we're gonna show y'all the trailer. The teaser out, but this is the actual trailer.
Oh, no, teaser.
Is that right?
Teaser.
Oh, shit.
Hey boy, thank you for being here today.
Appreciate you having me, man.
Let's give one big last round of applause for him. Thanks so much for being here. I think that's a beautiful looking film. You guys gotta go check it out. I'm excited to see the whole thing. When can we be seeing this drop?
And we put it together now. We in real time, so y'all gonna know soon.
All right. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks to KRK, Tech Talks, NAM, and thanks again to you.
He's gonna do some like
Appreciate
dance
y'all.
right here.
Maybe like you could meet some fans and shit. Yeah.
Because we gotta flip the room, they want to do them outside. If we go out there, there's a step and repeat over there. Is that cool, or is that too
Yeah,
high pressure?
double. He's saying maybe do it.
All right, everybody, thank
Yeah.
you so much. If you could
Step
clear the
repeat.
room for the next session. If y'all want to have some conversations, we're gonna take it out on the mezzanine.
How are you? How you feeling?
You good?
Let's take it. Yo, should we go to the? Yo, Rob. Yo, you want to take him to the outside?
Yeah, they want to flip the room.
Okay. Yeah. Step and repeat. Yeah. They got the step and repeat outside. Yeah, I think so, right?
100.